Welcome back to another battle, everybody. I understand this is not Risk. This is normally a Risk channel. Today, we're playing chess. I have played 4 different Risk games tonight, and I wanted to give you guys a Wednesday video to enjoy and hear me yap about, so we're going to play some chess. So you can at least hear me say some stuff and try to do some sort of strategic stuff. But to be honest with you, I've played 4 separate Risk games. None of them have been remotely entertaining from my perspective, both playing and also what I feel would be entertaining to you guys as viewers. And obviously, like, I want to get wins for you. I want to get close games, but the one close game I had was the most boring game I think I've ever played. So we're going to play chess. Apologies if you're looking for Risk today. Trying something new. If you guys don't like chess, I'll keep it on the second channel if I play more chess, but I promise you I can't keep trying to record another Risk video tonight. So we're going to jump in. We're going to play a couple games. Win or lose, we'll see what happens. I like playing 3-minute blitz chess with no increment. It's a testament of quickness and thought. I don't know a ton of openings, but we'll see what we get put up with. We're starting with the black pieces. We're playing against the English. I hate playing against the English. I never know the correct way to play against the English. So we'll just decline the Queen's Gambit here. I'll take that pawn. I'm not sure if that's the right play, but we're going to do it anyway because I want to try to win. And I'll just work on having a decent pawn structure and try to win a couple games here. These games shouldn't take very long. I'll play 2 or 3 of them, and we'll be back with Risk tomorrow. I just can't, in good faith, continue this late into the evening putting out what I feel is not a good product of a video for you guys. So if you want to see more variety on the channel, this is my first foray into that, and hopefully you guys enjoy. And if you don't, I won't do it again. So you have nothing to worry about. It's truly an experiment, and hopefully one that works out in my favor. I don't want to keep my king here for long, because if this pawn ends up moving, the bishop has a great sight line onto this pawn and onto this king spot, and I'd like to push the pawns to try to gain a little bit more position. I like the architecture I have of my position right now. I am, as I said, going to slide over. And this was something I worried about. The problem is I don't actually think this works for him. I take here. This opens up the board a lot. That, actually, I'm going to go here. That might get taken, but I kind of want it to. And I'm no longer at threat of the bishop seeing through this pawn into my king because I've stepped off of that position. That's not a bad play. I think I can just put this here, though. That looks at this square, which can be useful if he tries to stack like his queen here or something. I think he may just take this with the knight. But my rook covers that maneuver. This player's ranked a bit above me. I was above 1700, but we've fallen down into the 1600s recently. I want to be able to take here soon too, but I don't yet have that move. This is a bold play. This might get me to stack my pawns, which I don't love. He ignores the threat here to go there. I don't want to play like that. I don't want him. He may take my rook. Or take my knight with his rook, and then my pawns get stacked up there. Let's do this. So this ends up a wash. He does this move. Oh, I no longer have that defending there, do I? Although, go over here. So this looks at this. So if I can kick this rook through other means, this one is open to an attack. Although he does have this here. And that is exactly the maneuver we were looking for. That is a winning move for me, because it also reveals an attack on his bishop here, which I take there. This move doesn't work for him either. This move does not work because the knight defends against the rook takedown here, which is exactly that move. And after that doesn't work either. I got to try to figure out. I need to defend this. I think I can just do that like this. Rook goes here safely. This is defended for now. Okay. The knight, you always got to look out for the knight, guys. I mean, check. Let's just go here. Because we need to keep this knight defended until I can move it, and obviously his knight putting pressure on it is not ideal. Okay, that doesn't full blunder the knight yet, because he again still has the attack down to this spot here. I can go here. Because again, no checks. I've got 51 seconds left. We're beating him on time control. He doesn't. Yeah, there's the resignation. Let's go. All right, let's see if I had any full-on blunders. I have game review. I'd like to check it out. It's always helpful to see what I did wrong. So he was actually winning through most of this game. I had a string of 3 mistakes in a row. So or actually this is a mistake by him, but then after that is 2 mistakes in a row. So I give him a gradual lead just because I'm not familiar with the English opening. So white's winning in this position, steps forward. Engine does not like this move, and I actually played the correct line here up until the bishop take. I was apparently supposed to slide my rook over. So that was the first mistake. Second mistake was the knight here. I believe this ended up trading pawns in his favor. We get up to almost a 4-point of material advantage, and then he makes this massive blunder here, which is that rook move up at the top of the board. Slides this over, and not only does this bishop take his rook, but also reveals the attack on his own bishop. So I think retakes maybe actually wasn't the right play here. Yeah, I had a feeling it was bishop to here to put pressure on the knight, protects it. It's also defended by this pawn, and then I'm forced to move my rook, which allows you to then retake the bishop up here. Not a huge deal that he didn't do that, and then obviously we retake. And then I'm always super wary about the knights here, so got to be a little bit careful of those. But we're all right. We win the game. I will play one more. Unless we lose, in which case we'll play another one. Oh, this plays out the whole rest of the game. Apologies. Yeah, he resigns from this position because I pushed this pawn so that his queen no longer defends against, well, if I go to the engine here, say he does some empty move, right? Like pushes this or whatever. His queen no longer defends against this line of check, which the only way to escape this because the king has nowhere to go is this, and then that is just checkmate. So let's play one more. Put us right back in it. And playing against 5 milligrams daily, 1683. And I always just play E4. They're going to play the Sicilian. I have this interesting defense that I typically run against the Sicilian, which is pulling up the C pawn and then defending both pawns with the bishop. I'm not sure if this is even the right line to do. I just typically do it. I pull the bishop up to then run my knight on this position to defend this pawn. So if he doubly attacks there, I can defend against that. And then slide my rook over, push this pawn, push the bishop, and we're starting to look pretty good. I do want to defend against a maneuver. So he's going to go trades early here. And actually, I don't know that I like that trade that early. So I guess after all is said and done, we're just even. I've never done that exchange line in that fashion. I do need to defend this pawn here. I don't want to get back rank mated, which is a concern. I've never done that exchange line in the way that he just did it. So here's the issue that's coming, and this is why I'm actually going to play bishop back, is he's looking to... Yeah, that doesn't end up being that big of a deal. We raise this. On this line, I go here. Bishop might get slid over in this. Okay, that's fine too. Now I'm starting to create some action on my pawns. Particularly, that's not a bad move. So raising the king here, I actually think was a mistake. He has no checks. I might as well keep that pushed. Oh, this actually works in my favor. Because I have two pieces of defense here now. His rook can theoretically slide over, but that, yeah, I had a feeling that that might happen. If he pushes the king down to try to attack this pawn, he loses his rook. I don't anticipate him doing that, though. I need to start sliding over to attack this. That's not great. I probably should have actually pushed the pawn there, which is what I'm going to do here, so that I can get a position to attack his rook with my king. This is potentially a bad play. Ooh, that's smarter. Although, this might be a stalemate. Never mind, he just blundered his rook. That was exactly the move I was hoping he would make. This I wanna try to defend. Keep his king off that position. Let me push this. As long as the rook stays on the board, I should be able to win this. And I think do this. This is the way to do this. Just takes a second to get there. And that works. Don't have a ton of time. It's a draw at worst. The bishop's a little complicated. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, he's going to draw it. Oh, well. All right, we'll play one more. I get why he's drawing it. I don't have a lot of time left. I was able to get rid of all of his extra material, which is how you prevent the draw there. Just couldn't convert. It's tough to get the bishop out of that position when you're rook bishop versus bishop. It's tough to stop the mate sequence there. So I'll play one more. We'll try to get a win here for you guys. I end up being a man of the people. I forgot to check the analysis there. I think my defense typically works in that spot. I'm not honestly fully positive. We've got a very, very aggressive queen play here. I kind of hate when guys do this. I think it is honestly so unbelievably aggressive to play like this, and he actually backs the material up, but this lets me in now. And I'm actually going to go here. I think we're going to see the knight end up there. Should have probably taken with the bishop on that. This is just winning for me. I don't understand that play. I meant to go here. I meant to go there. More opportunistic check. Ooh, that's so close. Bring the knight out. I'm not super worried about the queen. That does not help him much. Am I crazy? If he moves the queen off that line, he gets mated. We're so close, everybody. I'm genuinely very close. This is a mate here if he plays this wrong. Here. He's forced to go here. And then this is checkmate. There we go. So this rook move was bizarre. I really just ignored the threat. I think I messed up in there a little bit with the order of operations. But you can see the early blunder by him. After my pawn push, it's because actually, yeah, so after I take the knight, if he chooses to take the bishop here, obviously I just win a second piece. He opted for bishop capture, and then that allows me to put him into check. So we win the knight for free. And then a little bit of a mistake here, because again, I meant to go out further. It looks like bishop here earlier was a better move, and then we can see the exact mistake moment here, which is once this rook, it doesn't seem to have much of an issue with a lot of the moves that he's doing here. Excellent, good, etc. And then this move here, after my knight goes into position, because you can see I am planning a play to, again, do that checkmate sequence, and he lets me fall right into it, which I believe the follow-up checkmate sequence that they suggest is the exact one that I ran, although he went back to the left, or he went into the right corner rather than back to the left. Either of them is checkmate from that position. You can obviously see 1, 2, and 3 moves for that checkmate there. The knight actually defends against this second check here that I put down. The knight is blocking the queen's defense of that, and then the pawn blocks the queen's involvement anywhere else on the board, which is nice. So those are 2 wins. Let me pull up the analysis board on our stalemate, and then I'll let you guys go. And I hope you enjoyed the chess today, albeit not risk. You can actually see, here's the moment that game swings. I drop back down. I'm like, certainly he's not going to let me fork or reveal attack a move on his rook at the bottom. And he tried to push the pawn on the other side. Bishop comes out, steals the rook, and I just was not able to convert. I actually just straight blundered the bishop here, apparently, for a draw, and then we end up drawing simply because I ran out of time. But that was chess. It's not what I normally do on the channel, but I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. 20 minutes of chess today. If you did not, tell me. I'll throw it on the second channel. If you did, I know it's something a little bit different. So I appreciate everybody coming out. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be back with Risk tomorrow. As always, everybody, I have been C Money. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. Peace.